Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the ThePCelitist. My name is Woodsie, and I know I've been gone forever, and no one knows where I went, and I was lost in time. Sure, all those things. I just got married and moved to Texas and had a kid and changed careers and, did that kind of stuff. It's a long story. And maybe everyone has just unsubscribed from this channel, even though I see you there. But maybe you've abandoned all your accounts and no one uses this anymore. And I will never show up on any of your feeds. And who cares what this guy thinks? He only shows up every once in a while to talk about video games. Maybe. But there's something very important happening right now. Incredible developments. And I just wanted to talk about them because I had a few thoughts on it. And that's becoming more common recently. I've had thoughts about video games. And you know what? Ultimately, it's very important that I spare my wife from such pontification. So I will go ahead and spew them out here for anyone who's willing to hear them. So, as you might have guessed based on the title, Monkey Island, or The Return of Monkey Island, a new game by Ron Gilbert, has been announced. If anything was going to bring me back to do a recording, it was going to be Monkey Island. So Ron Gilbert says, he's got a game, Terrible Toy Box. He's going to make a new Monkey Island game. Now, as soon as I saw the headline, I got really excited. I clicked the link. I watched the trailer, and after I watched the trailer, I am a bit disappointed, to be frank. The reason I'm disappointed is I do find it quite strange that the art style is what it is when you have Ron Gilbert kind of running the show on this game. I don't know why you would choose the art style they're choosing. And I frame it this way. I personally believe that the thing that made Monkey Island to me very funny is back in the days of yore when everything had to be pixelated graphics. There were some times that games were pixelated, but still had a very strong, art style to them. They were still setting a certain atmosphere to it, like Super Mario Brothers or what have you. Like, this is obviously this weird new world, this new setting. But Monkey Island always came across to me like this was potentially our real world. This was potentially the reality we live in a time forgotten, right? And I love that idea. I love the idea of something like Lord of the Rings where, yeah, this is our world, but this was just so far back. This was such an isolated incident, possibly, that this was all forgotten to time, but it was something that happened. And that's how I always saw Monkey Island was, a certain reality to it. It was pixelated, sure, but there was some weight that was added to the whole endeavor when you would go into I played the CD version with some updated graphics, and you would go into the scum bar the first time and you would talk to a pirate and it would zoom in on them and have their best high resolution face, and it was a realistic character. And that kind of set the tone for me that this is like a real world. And as you play, you realize, yeah, it's a real world. It's reality as we know it, but goofy things are afoot. Expect the unexpected. And that is, to me, a funnier way of implementing a joke, especially with slapstick humor when you do something to a person that you expect the rules of reality to be in play, and then you make jokes like one of my favorite gags in the whole game is when you are dealing with the cannibals and you keep escaping from their holding pen for you, and their method of locking the door goes from a couple sticks to some chains and then an electrified vault door within the course of a few minutes. I mean, that's funny because this is a real world. This is what you would expect to play by real world standards, and these cannibals suddenly have access to these technologically advanced systems of holding a door closed, and the rest of the hut is just a hut, and it's got this big metal door on it. That's hilarious, right? Ever since Monkey Island 3, The Curse of Monkey Island, it transferred into Cartoon World, and I never found those games to be as funny. Monkey Island 3, or The Curse of Monkey Island, was a good game. I would never say that it wasn't. I did play it. I played it on Mega Monkey mode. I played it on its various iterations. But I played it multiple times, right? But I never thought it really hit the tone right with not only Guiberish's voice. Props to the guy who has kept his job over all these years of voicing Guybrush Threepwood. I've never really particularly liked his voice that much. But the tone they sent with the visual style was just too far into the cartoonishness of it. Now, it had a really good art style, like it was really well executed, so that kind of helps, but still it wasn't, none of the slapstick kind of stuck for me, because again, it's a cartoon now. It's entirely and completely a cartoon, so you expect slapstick things to happen. It doesn't have that impactfulness. I would say the same exact issue was present when Diablo 3 came out. Everyone's like, it's not a Diablo game, it's not dark enough, like everyone kept using this word like it's not dark enough. Well, they took the art and they had blood and gore and what have you, but there's a certain like high resolution like knobbiness to things that are designed with trying to reach a visual style that looks real in a way, like is referencing the real world. Diablo 3, it still had that kind of low res texture. I guess texture is the word. That lack of texture to things that really pushed it into what more of how World of Warcraft looks. Now I grant you that there was probably some pragmatic reasons why they use that art style, because those are the artists they have, right? You're making a game, and if you know anything about Blizzard, they're constantly poaching people from department to department. We need more artists over here, moving people to this side and that side. People get promoted and move here and there, right? Well, the artists you have are the artists you have, and that's I think they did their best to try to like recreate it, but I just don't think they had the talent and the vision that the other Diablo games had. When you don't have that kind of realistic goal, like I want it to look like a real world, I think it, like in Diablo's case, it loses some of its horror, because Diablo, even though it's established, very, very much established, this is not Earth, this is a place called Sanctuary, this is not, Earth as we know it. You kind of, based on the look of it, you kind of make an assumption that real world physics are in play. Humans are going to act like humans, and things are generally how we expect them. And then when a bunch of demons start popping up out of the ground, then that's scary, right? Because I don't expect demons to pop up out of the ground in the real world. I think that was Diablo 3's failure. I think that I'm looking at this Monkey Island game, and everything in me wants to be excited. It really does. But I don't know if I've coined this term, but when I see a pixelated game like the original Monkey Island, I guess you could describe them as cartoons. But to me, they always, and I guess I'm anchoring this in the fact that those like close-up views on the CD-ROM version really kind of sold it to me that this is a real world, kind of like the atmosphere the original Pirates of the Caribbean gave. This is a real world. You expect real world like expectations, but there's something a little off about this particular story. This story has a little bit more cartooniness, some goofiness that you wouldn't expect, and the reason you wouldn't expect it is because the atmosphere it's creating. So unfortunately, I'm a bit disappointed that it looks the way it does. So I've been thinking about that a lot, and I just want to share that with you guys. I don't mean this to be like I couldn't think of anything more grand to do this video, but you know what? I felt like doing it. I had the time to do it, and I am happy if this video, if any of this resonates with any of you guys, and if it brings you any joy in your day to hear me again and know I'm alive, and to hear my thoughts on some video games and want to join in the discussion, if that brings a little light into your day, I am all for it. I love it. So I do have some gameplay video I want to post on here. I want to play a little with the channel some more. I've been just having fun with toying around with ideas. So, you might see some strange stuff on here, I hope you're here for it. But, I've always done this channel based on, I want to do it because I enjoy doing it and for no other reason. So that was it, guys. I will see you on the next one, and I hope to hear from you.